What's going on, everybody? What an exciting week of NFL football for Week 7 Sunday games. We're going to start right off with the Buccaneers and the Bills. Now, it was really weird that LeSean McCoy, being such an electrifying halfback, that he didn't have a touchdown until this game, but he didn't wait to do what he had to do to the Buccaneers. I will tell you this, though. The Bills' defense, I didn't expect them to be this good. And what I mean by that is it seemed like they lost a lot. You know, Stephon Gilmore left. They had some other injuries. A lot of things were going on. They are balling right now. And let me just say something about the Buccaneers O-line. I don't know what they were doing that entire game, but it just seemed like every time that, you know, Winston was trying to get the ball off, there was like 5 guys on him. Look, it's a very, very tough business to be in, to be an O-lineman, because these guys that are rushing against you are so savage, but you have to understand something. It's your job to block. And I don't know what they were doing, but yo, look, at the end of the day, Jameis Winston is going to be what Jameis Winston is going to be, and he's going to be a little bit more turnover prone in most cases. But I'm telling you right now, Mike Evans, this dude, he makes some catches that it's just like, I don't even know anymore. I have no idea what's going on. It's a very, very exciting situation to see that young man progress the way that he has. I really like him as a receiver. He reminds me a lot of Calvin Johnson, big body, big frame. He's not like that speedster, but he goes up and gets the ball. It's a very, very exciting thing to see when everything starts to come together, but I don't know what's really missing with the Buccaneers right now. I like Jameis Winston as the quarterback. I don't know, maybe it's the maturity level. I don't really know what to put on it, but I just think that they're underachieving right now. But the Bills, on the other hand, they're balling. They're balling right now. I did not see them at 4-2. I did not see the Giants where they are right now. It's a lot of things I didn't see, but we're seeing it right now, and it's really, really wild. So if you're a Bills fan, kudos to you. The Bucs, man, I don't know what's going on with that. We're going to have to figure something out going forward, but they don't look good right now, man. And they have enough talent to be doing better than what they are right now. I can't put my finger on it. All I can tell you right now is the O-line wasn't blocking. You know what I'm saying? They might as well just went out there and nobody was in front and they just said hike and dudes just came in, because that's what it looked like. The Ravens and the Vikings. The Ravens, let me just correct the way I was saying it. The Ravens, I don't know what these guys are doing, but ever since the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the blood out of them in London, they haven't been the same. They haven't. They really just, Joe Flacco is Fluco. You're putting up threes in every quarter. Like, I don't... You know, Tucker is a great kicker, but we don't want to see his talents all the time. You know, we want to see guys go into the end zone. It's really bad that a lot of the teams that we thought that would do well are not doing well, but the teams that, you know, that we didn't think that were going to be doing too well are doing very well. And, you know, Ravens was one of those teams that people were saying before the season started, yo, just wait, bro. This team is going to be this. It's going to be that. No, man, they're not. They're not going to be doing anything. They're not Look, the AFC, the Patriots, we're going to get to the Patriots later because, like I said, I put out a video previously before this one as a preview to the Falcons game, because everybody was saying what was going to happen to the Patriots because they didn't have their corners playing and all that stuff. And you guys need to go watch that prediction video because I know the Patriots. I just know how they work, bro. Every time you think they're going to fail, they do something else. But the Ravens, people were giving them a shot to beat the Patriots. Okay, and the biggest issue about it is that if you look at it on paper, you would think that it was a possibility. But the way that they're balling right now, and I'm not saying that when, you know, in the playoffs anything can happen, but the way the Ravens are just playing very, very lackluster. The Vikings, on the other hand, we don't even know who their quarterback is going to be week to week. We don't even know what's going on. But their defense is consistent, and they're calling proper game plans for whoever's out there, and it's working. That's all I can say, because if you're a Vikings fan, you're still nervous. Like, no Vikings fan is walking around like, yeah, bro, we're going to do this. You guys are very, very nervous because the most important position on the field is the quarterback. And you guys don't know what you're going to get week to week. You know, Bridgewater's coming back. You got the other guy. Like, it's just, you don't know what's happening. So that uncertainty is riding. I know it's riding all those Vikings fans, but they're still coming up with victories. So I can't say nothing about it, bro. Yo, dudes is going out and balling. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, the Ravens are underachieving, and that should be noted. Jets and the Dolphins. You see, Todd Bowles, it's very, very difficult, bro, because I was giving him a lot of credit because they was beating good teams, and then they got the Dolphins down 14, all right, in the fourth quarter. And then they just go out there and just loot. Yo, bruh, it is the Jets. And at the end of the day, they've beaten teams that are a lot better than them, so you expect a little bit more. They've been in competition with the Patriots. You know, McCown threw up for like 300-something yards on the Patriots D. It was all balling. But they come out and Jay Cutler gets injured, and then you lose to the backup. You know, like, bro, like, what is going? Jay Cutler's a bum, and I understand that. And look, I don't like when anybody gets injured, regardless if I like the player or not. But Jay Cutler getting injured was a blessing in disguise, because they didn't really need to use that money to bring Jay Cutler out of the booth. He was about to be a Fox commentator. Let the man do his thing. The same way Tony Romo's doing his thing. Let the man do his thing. Because now you brought him out, you give him an extra injury. He doesn't really care. He got $10 million. And now the Dolphin fans are like, yo, what's going on? We already had this guy as a backup. So what's going on here? You see what I'm saying? Like, the NFL is so crazy because they give people opportunities that in most cases you would say, why is that guy there? Now, I don't know if Jay Cutler needs to come back. I don't know if they would put him back in the starting lineup, because that would probably make no sense. But kudos to Jay Cutler. He's $10 million richer. I'm never going to be mad at anybody getting money. You know what I'm saying? Dude came out of retirement like, you got 10 mil? All right, let's do this. Because he knew he was going to get hurt, or he knew he was going to lose. So it's a win-win for him. It doesn't really matter to the guy, bro. The guy doesn't play with any emotion. He doesn't really give a F, so it doesn't really matter to him. Now he got 10 mil sitting on the bench. He's in the back in the locker room. You're like, oh, we won? All right, cool. That's really what happened. The Jets, they've been a disappointment regardless. But to lose like that, McCown is going to be what McCown is in the most critical moments. He's not Tom Brady. He's not Drew Brees. He's not, Aaron Rodgers. He's going to do what he did. He's going to throw a pick. That's going to happen. But you didn't expect him to lose this game. That's all I'm saying. Cardinals and the Rams. I caught this game. Yo, let me just tell you the story really, really quickly. One of my friends was asking me. They texted me like, yo, Gmia, who you got, the Rams or the Cardinals? I was like, are you serious? Why would you ask me that? He's like, bro, because the Cardinals balled out. They got AP last week, all that stuff. I was like, bro, the Cardinals are terrible. He's like, all right, I'm betting the Rams. Long story short, dude got to come up. Yo, listen, that's what I do for my friends, bro. If you guys ever want any tips, listen, make sure you hit me up on Twitter. Like on a Saturday, if you want any kind of tips for like the game and you're having trouble betting or whatever like that, if I can respond to you, I'll get the info back to you. But he was very, very happy because he thought AP was going to go out there and ball like he did the week before. No. And again, Carson Palmer is hurt. They need to move on from Carson Palmer. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things were happening, blessing in disguise. The Jaguars and the Colts. The Jaguars finally did what they're supposed to do to a bad team. They finally did it. Kudos to the Jaguars. The Colts are terrible. Yeah, they had very, very wild drops or whatever like that, and you got Hilton blaming his O-line after the game, but I don't care about all that. The bottom line is the Jaguars finally performed the way they were supposed to perform, because other than Blake Bortles, they got a pretty solid team there. All right? Saints and the Packers, we already know look, Packer fans, it looked good to start. Hundley is nowhere near where Aaron Rodgers is. I'm sorry to tell you if you didn't know already. So get used to this. Tough losses, because you guys were in the game. You guys made a lot of plays. Everybody knew the Packers were going to lose. If you were betting in Vegas like I was, you definitely took the Saints with the line. I think it was like 4. The Saints was given 4 at the time before the snap or something like that. You just knew. And even when they were losing, you knew the Saints would come back. You knew Drew Brees wasn't losing to these boys. Like, come on, man. You already knew what was going on with that. Aaron Rodgers is the Packers. It's very, very unfortunate to say to have one man be your franchise, but that's the case. One man is the franchise, and he is the Packers franchise, and that's it. There's nothing else to say about it. You could say, well, yo, bro, but no. Doesn't matter. The Packers is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the Packers. So expect a lot more losses. The defense may give you one, but all in all, it's not going to work out for you guys pretty well, man. I'm sorry, Packer fans. Well, I'm not really sorry, but, I'm not a Packer fan, so it is what it is. Jumping right into the Panthers and the Bears, I'm going to tell you this right now. Cam Newton was the vintage Cam Newton that really, really doesn't know what's going on. Then he dressed up like he was in the 70s in the post-game conference. That made more news than his gameplay during the game. That's really bad. When people are more worried about your outfit than how you play on the field, you're a joke. Like, look, it was some tip passes that happened. I understand that. 2 pick sixes for 70 yards or more. It's unacceptable, though. It's just unacceptable. And this is the problem that I have with Cam Newton. Week to week, I don't know. He's an unbelievable specimen. And you just want to see him do better. But when he stood up solid in the pocket, and just threw the ball and it was a pick, you just lose confidence in him. Because that's generally what he's going to do. And that's the whole thing about the prototypical quarterback. You're like, you don't really know about this guy. he's big, he runs the ball. Is he a running back? Is he a quarterback? I don't know, man. But I told you guys it's very, very unfortunate, and I've been very, very honest about it and outspoken about it. I love what Cam Newton is. I just don't think he's going to be that Super Bowl winner unless he changes his mechanics as a passer and just like overall the way he moves on the field. Other than when he's running for a first down, he's very, very stiff and uncomfortable when he's in the pocket. And he's been doing that for a while. He was doing that in college. I don't know. That's just my opinion. The Bears, defensively, man, oh my goodness. I don't want to say 85 Bears because it's nowhere near that, but it's just like they really went out there and locked up, man. And that's good to see as a Bears fan, honestly, because you just don't know week to week, again, what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates with Forrest Gump. You never know what you're going to get, but they came out there, man, and they balled. They really, really balled, man. And they deserve a lot of credit for what they're doing right now. Trubisky's out there. He didn't even really do much. The defense did everything, but it is what it is. It still counts as a win for him, and we move on. The Titans and the Browns, if you watched this game, you probably were as disgusted as I was. It was a waste of my time. One of the most horrific games I've ever seen in my life. Very, very bad. It is no... Look, are you going to bench Kaiser? Are you going to, put in the other guy? Like, what are the Browns doing? Hugh Jackson, happy birthday, by the way. You'll be fired soon. Like, I don't know, because his birthday was on the 22nd. I don't know why they kept talking about that during the game. Like, bro, you know the man's going to lose. Do you really need to talk about his birthday? Like, do you really need to let the world know that this man's going to be taking a big L on his birthday? It's just like these commentators just want to say whatever they want. Game overall was disgusting. I didn't enjoy it at all. I watched a lot of parts of it because a lot of the other games were finishing up earlier and this went into OT, and it was still disgusting. But at the end of the day, it was the Browns and the Titans. So, and Joe Thomas going out, snapping his streak. That was tough to see because even though the Browns has been like a predominantly wide-ranging losing franchise, you like to see somebody have something to talk about. And Joe Thomas going out, losing that streak. Hope he gets well. Okay, going to the Cowboys and the 49ers. This was very, very bad, man. Reuben Foster got hurt again. We don't know what's going to happen with that. 49ers just got blown off the field, man. For people that was saying that Zeke Elliott looked slow, I would try to go back and, stop saying that at this point because he ran a screen. He outran. Guys tripped him, and his footwork was so good that he stayed in bounds, took it for 6, and burnt people on several. Look, he looks good. Dez Bryant, he was good too, but he's still not the Dez Bryant of old. I like this catch with the 2 feet and whatever like that, but he's still not the Dez Bryant of old, so don't really get excited about that. It wasn't really something like, oh, yeah, bro, he's back. No, he's not back. He's not back, bro. He's not back. Like, he going to have to do a lot more to be back, but that was good to see him get some shine. The 49ers obviously have a long way to go. Cowboys, on the other hand, at 3-3, that's not bad, in that conference because we don't know which way the Eagles are going to go. We have to wait to see how that turns out. But the Eagles do look for real. But the NFC East, we know the Giants are horrible. We're going to get to them in a second. Eli Manning, I'm going to be talking about him in a second, just giving you my gut opinion about him as a player in the National Football League going forward. But, yeah, the Cowboys went out there and they did what they were supposed to do. They took care of a team that's 0-for-7. You know what I'm saying? Like, that team sucks. The Broncos and the Chargers. Now, this is a game I did not see coming. I know Trevor Siemian is bad. I didn't know he was this bad. The Chargers dominated this game defensively and offensively. Very, very disgusting to watch what the Broncos has become. They are no longer favored to do anything other than lose. I don't see them doing anything going forward because unless they make a quarterback switch, because Trevor Siemian, he looks really, really bad. The defense is stout. They gave up a lot of points. It is, it's conference matchups. These things are going to happen, but you don't go out there and score 0 points. Like, I did that too, just watching the game. You can't do what everybody else is doing watching the game, Broncos. That was very, very ridiculous. Bengals and the Steelers. The Steelers' defense was so outrageous this game. I haven't seen this in a while, man. Andy Dalton was running for his life the entire game. This dude was hiking the ball and running backwards like a Madden video game. He was, bruh, I couldn't believe... I'm like, what is... And then everybody was picking the ball. Joe Hayden picking the ball. Everybody's picking the ball. It's like a pick fest. Andy Dalton sucks. And let me say something about A.J. Green also. Because this game, it had both of the top receiving yard receivers in Antonio Brown. And like I just said, listen, let me just say something right now. Andy Dalton, A.J. Green, right? He's the other one. It was Antonio Brown had a certain amount of yards, and A.J. Green was number 2 or whatever amount of yards he had. So it was the 2 top receiving guys in the game. A.J. Green has a habit of tipping the ball to defenders. So if I'm a defender, I'm just staying behind him because this is becoming a recurring theme with this guy. He just tips the ball right to defenders. I don't know if he wants to do it. I don't know if he's betting against his team at this point. I don't know if he hates Andy Dalton. It's probably all three. I don't know. But this guy has a habit of tipping the ball to defenders. And I have no idea why he continuously does it. But I'm going to tell you this right now. The Steelers defense, if this defense plays like this, you can understand why Vegas at one point had them as the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Because if they play like this, Tom Brady, I don't care who you're playing, because the speed is so fast and their push with the D linemen, you don't have time. And that's the worst kind of pressure as a quarterback when you get it like right in your face. And that's what really hurts Tom Brady. Tom Brady can maneuver in the pocket and stuff like that. But when you collapse the pocket, it's a wrap, man. It's really just a wrap. I don't know what to say about this, but let me tell you something about the Steelers defense, man. If they keep playing like this, you better punch that ticket to the Super Bowl, because we all know defense wins championships. And I don't care who they play. If they find a way to play like that for the rest of the season, you don't want to play the Steelers. And I told you guys this. I'm going to give you guys the real deal. Look, you do. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're really missing Eric Berry. We're starting to see that. The Steelers play like this. I'm telling you right now, man, you don't want to play the Steelers if they play like this. Just, if you didn't see this game, just imagine somebody throwing out like raw meat and it's like a pack of wild wolves, bro. That's what was going on. Just imagine that. That's what happened to the Bengals. The Seahawks and the Giants. Eli Manning, I'm going to predict this. Eli Manning will no longer be the quarterback of the New York Giants starting next year. Bill McAdoo more than likely will be fired. But Eli Manning, he's not that guy anymore. He's turned into a guy that we all thought he was. A man that, I don't know if he sold his soul to the devil and got those rings against Tom Brady. I have no idea. He has had his times where he was a good quarterback. That time is gone. That time has passed. His gameplay was rather horrific. He's starting to be a guy that you don't want to see at all. You're starting to see how great Peyton Manning was, even though at one point his younger brother did have more rings than him. Because you could, even when Peyton Manning was 97 years old and couldn't throw the ball with the Broncos, he still played better than Eli Manning currently is playing right now. Eli Manning is an embarrassment for the New York Football Giants, and he's just an embarrassment for his team overall. He needs to step away from the game. I'm going to be honest about that. The Seahawks look really, really good defensively. Russell Wilson and these boys trying to put it on. They was trying to put it on them and embarrass them. They kept trying to score even though the game was out of reach. Dougie Baldwin, man, special receiver. Obviously, what was that dude's name? Richardson, that jumped up in the air and just took the ball out the dude's hands. Bro, they got some ballers there. Paul Richardson, they got some ballers on the Seahawks, man. I got to wait to see what's happening, but that was a real wild beatdown that the Giants took, man. And a lot of it had to do with Eli Manning. I didn't blame him for the playoff loss last year when all that stuff happened with OBJ, because he played very, very well in that playoff game. The guys just dropped the ball. Eli Manning needs to retire at this point. Falcons and the Patriots, a Sunday night game that everybody was talking about. Oh, the rematch. The Patriots don't have this. They don't have that. They got Tom Brady. And I made a podcast that you guys should probably check out. That is probably it's going to be the previous video before this one. I made a podcast about it because I was so confident that the Patriots are going to blow these guys out that I made a podcast about it. And I predicted it and told you it would happen. And just as I told you, I know I call Matty ice, Matty dry ice, and dry ice is actually colder than regular ice, but I'm saying it as an insult. The guy sucks. And we have to start to understand something. We can't just say guys are elite because they have elite players around them. You see what I'm saying? Like Dante Culpepper was never elite, but he had 2 elite wide receivers. In my opinion, Dante Culpepper was never elite. Maybe you guys think so, but in my opinion, he was never elite. Even with Randy Moss and Chris Carter. Watching him growing up, he was a horrible quarterback. All he knew how to do was throw the ball deep. And he could run for some yards every now and again. But he was never an elite quarterback. Matt Ryan, he's not an elite quarterback. He takes advantage, like anybody should, with what's around him. It's similar like Dak Prescott. You know how Dak Prescott was like, oh, he's such a good rookie, whatever like that. And then when Zeke Elliott wasn't going good, he doesn't do well. It's a reflection on the quarterback. Because Tom Brady can play well regardless. He can have no running back, no this, no that. He's still going to be Tom Brady. These other guys can't do that. Aaron Rodgers still going to be Aaron Rodgers. Drew Brees still going to be Drew Brees. Phillip Rivers still going to be Phillip Rivers. This guy right here, I don't know what he is. Because you got, other than Julio Jones snatching that ball, away from Butler at the end of the game, there was no highlights for the Falcons. And that was all garbage time. The Falcons went out there, stuck the joint. They just stunk the joint up, bro. And the Patriots did what the Patriots always do. They beat the really good teams and struggle with bums. That's what they do, bro. That's just what they do. But I told you, don't fall for the trap. Whenever the Patriots don't have all the players that they really need or whatever like that, they know what they got to do. This team prepares better than any team in the National Football League. Do not be fooled. And like I said, go check the timestamp of my previous video. You will see I predicted it. It happened the same exact way. Because at the end of the day, who are you going to bet? Brady or Ryan? That's what I went with, bro. I'm not picking Matt Ryan over Tom Brady. I don't care if Tom Brady's 97 years old. Matt Ryan has never been convincingly a great quarterback to me. I'm sorry. I know MVP and all that stuff like that, but I've never been sold on Matt Ryan. What am I saying? I'm sorry. I'm not sorry about that. Look, they were who we thought they were. Falcons fans, I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. But you guys are not going to the playoffs, and you're definitely not going back to the Super Bowl. Be sure to subscribe, share, GmiasWorld on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, iTunes, Android, and iHeartRadio. One love.